What's good, Illini Nation? It's your man in the middle, Deon Thomas, coming back to you with another episode of Champaign on Ice. And as always, bringing you nothing but the best. And tonight, we have one of the best young assistant coaches in the land. You know all of the things he's done since he's been here at Illinois. But you got to understand, he's been doing this long before he got here. But we just lucky to have him. We got Coach T.A. Tim Anderson joining us tonight. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. Appreciate it, bro. How you feel?
Hey, brother, I'm blessed. I can't complain. I just can't wait to get down there tomorrow and be sitting next to you guys while we beat up on some corn huskers.
Yeah.
Hey, but I know you got a short time here because you got your scout to do. So I appreciate you taking the time to hop on with us. But first of all, I want to say thank you to my sponsors over at BETRIVERS Sportsbook for taking care of me during this podcast. And of course, from the Field of 68 for hosting the podcast as well. But TA, tell the people, and this is all about to Illini Nation, those that may not know, how did you get your start? I mean, I know you were high school basketball, coming out of Chicago. What was your start? Give the people a little bit of your background.
Of course, Chicago West Side kid. You know that. Most of us came out. You know, we all kind of looked up to you. We all kind of pulled for each other. But I started playing basketball at a young age because my brother influenced me. I think for many kids, your brother is probably your first idol. And then I ended up running into Sonny Parker when I was like in 6th grade. And he was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. When you say brutally honest, he held no punches. He told you what was real, far as it was basketball, academics, and a lot of the things that he used to say to me, I didn't understand. And I used to think he was so mean, but just moving forward in my life today, some of those pillars I just used for, the duration of my life. And just being a kid from the West Side, grew up loving basketball, loving sports. Like I said, I grew up watching Find the Line IU, Keywan, Lucas Johnson, Matt Helmet, Demir Kapadia, Sergio, Brian Cook. I can go on. And I tell people that all the time. And even the football part, from Corey Legit to LaShore to Mendenhall to Aurelius Ben, to Davis, to all them guys, to Rocky, to, what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have cable. So we had Channel 26. And, you guys, Illinois had a contract with Channel 26. So, I used to tune in every Saturday, whatever it can, to, watch that. Then, for you, for us, you was the hero. You was the guy that made it out. Everybody wanted to go to the state school, and you was like, we can touch you. We didn't really know Kendall them, but we could touch Deon because Deon always came back. So to see you had a success, that was huge for us. And for me, like I tell people, this has always been somewhere that I wanted to be, in the back of my mind and in my heart, and then to be here and have an experience that I'm having so far with the fans and the ups and downs and just the culture and the people here, man, is one of the best things I could have done for me and my family. And again, I don't want to get off track, but this place has been really, really good for me and my family, man. And it changed my life so much, man. And Josh and Brad and everybody in the support staff, and and it's crazy. And I tell you all the time, big bro, like I'll be at the gas station, like, and people just ride by IFL, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm in Chicago, big Gordon good, and it matters, you know what I'm saying? And it matters to people, and it just makes your job way, way worth, fighting for. But for me, I played at Crane High School with Will Bynum, Tony Allen. Jabbar Battle had a plethora of Division I players. I was coached by Anthony Longstreet. And then I went on to Oklahoma Panhandle State University. I went to Malcolm X College first, finished my degree there. And then I went to Oklahoma Panhandle State University. I finished up there. And I had a little brief stint overseas, but I wasn't really making the money. So I ended up coming back to the school. And then I worked for like Texas County DA Task Force, like I did drug interdiction. And the president of the school, I had a really, really good relationship with him. So he took care of me. And I came back and I got into coaching. So that was my first coaching job, was at my alma mater. And it's crazy.
Nice.
I coached at Oklahoma Panhandle State. And then I came home and coached at Malcolm X, where I graduated from. Then after Malcolm X, Longstreet had left and I went back to Crane. So every school that I coached, that I graduated from, I coached that. Because that's the relationships I had, and I developed good relationships with people. And I've been really, really fortunate. I've never the best guy on the court. You know, I did my job. I was a point guard. I ran the team and whatever. But I just learned at an early age from Sonny Parker to use basketball. Don't let it use you.
Well, I love that. And for those that don't know that are listening, Sonny Parker is a Chicago legend, first and foremost, and not just because of the things that he did on the basketball court. Of course, he didn't become an Illini. He went up north and went to Marquette. But after Marquette was drafted, went and played for Golden State. Golly. Played for Golden State many years, but at the end of his career came back and changed the lives of tons of kids throughout the city of Chicago, including myself. And his relationship with Bob Hambrick was huge. You got a lot of guys, like as Tim said, pointed in the right direction and kept us in the right direction. And he's also the father of Jabari Parker, for those that don't know, but he is an amazing man within himself. So I'm not surprised to hear that he, like you said, he didn't pull any punches and doesn't pull any punches. But I'll tell you this: thanks for the love. I've always told you, man. You say you looked up to us. I looked up to what you did, and I want to say what you did because a lot of people don't understand and don't know the things that you did on the court, but the things you were doing in the community were just as big as the things you were doing on the basketball court. Can you tell just a little bit about the things that you did in the community, and then we'll move on to some Illinois basketball?
So, you know, for me, I never wanted to make it out the hood. Like, I love where I came from. I love coming from the projects. I thought it was safe. I didn't know that we was poverty. Mom was able to buy me some nice shoes, and everybody didn't have a dad. So we all was good, you know.
Exactly.
So I never wanted to make it out the hood. I just wanted to make the hood a better place. So
yes.
In my relationships throughout the city that I, you know, developed growing up, I've always wanted to change the narrative, you know, of how we perceive things in Chicago and just in general. And that leads back to my violence prevention program, which is the RAIN projects. And it's called the RAIN project, and it's still active. And we're on the west side of Chicago, Lawndale, in East Garfield neighborhood. And we're just trying to bring opportunities and resources to the city. And because people don't just wake up and say, hey, I'm gonna make a bad decision. It's so many things today. It's mental health, it's lack of jobs, lack of job training, homelessness. It's so many different entities that go into that. And just to try to bring some resources and give different avenues. And that's one of the things that I've always been huge on. Coat drives, toy drives, turkey drives, anything that we can do to help, increase the positive stuff going on in the neighborhood. And
right.
Because, you know, for me, like, I had to unlearn so much stuff, Deon. Like, even my mom, like, when we would be walking to the store and the police, and she'll be like, hey, you better be good before the police get you. So now I'm growing up scared of the police, and I shouldn't be, because I'm not doing anything wrong. And until this day, Deon, you know, I mean, you can relate. We both, I'm sure we both got license, we both got insurance, but if the police get behind us, we're petrified. But
yes.
but that's because of how we was brought up, and that's so wrong. You know, and that was so wrong. And it just trying to change the thought process and the whole narrative, because I was a police, and I did it because I wanted to see what it's like. And man, most cops, and you got bad cops and good, you got bad people and good people in any type of job. But most cops, they just want to make it home every night, Deon. They don't holistically, they're not bad people. They just want to make it home. And it's no such thing as a routine stop. Any stop can be the last stop you can lose your life. And it's so many different things, but you know me and you could talk about this all day, Deon, and I really need an hour, you know, because you know how we do when we start talking, and there's just so many different ways we go. But the main thing that I've been focusing on is peace circles, bringing resources to the community, trying to teach people how to work, Deon, because everybody wants to check. but
Yeah.
they don't want to go. They don't want to get up, and they don't want to, do the job. So teaching them, how to, do resumes, and hey, look, this is how you save your money if you're doing this, and how to budget. There's so many different things that we can do that we're doing to help these guys and girls to understand what it's like to work every day.
Right. And that's one of those. And I mean, a lot of people that is going to listen to this, and we're going to put that information at the end, and we're going to add it to the link, because I want Illini Nation to be able to reach out to you. I mean, because you and I have a fellow friend in Bill Clean. And I remember I'm talking to Bill one time. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know my guy, Tim Anderson." I was like, "Hold on, that's my guy. I've been knowing him a heck of a lot longer than you, bro." So he was just he was telling me a lot of that. He was like, "Yeah, we worked together with his program on the West Side and this." And I was like, "Because he's good people." So I'm not surprised that, of course I know you, but I'm not surprised to see and hear the things that you're doing there. And those same exact things that you're doing for the people in the community and the Illini Nation, you hear this because people think things are different. Basketball is life. The lessons that we learn on the court and that we learn where we're from are life. Are you not telling your kids, meaning the ones that are dressed in the orange and blue, the exact same things that you have been telling people at home? How are those two things related, and the messages that you get across?
Man, Deon, it is so, since you bring that up, and just talking to my wife and just talking in general, like basketball is a life learning tool. And
yes,
and I'm like, hey, look, so he has a girlfriend now. I say, hey, look, if you don't perform and do what you're supposed to do with her, she's going to replace you. Just like basketball. If you don't do what you're supposed to do on the court, you're going to get replaced. If you have a job, if you don't do what you're supposed to do in your job, you're going to get replaced. And I think it's so important to be honest with them. A lot of times we sugarcoat it, but we need to be honest. And they can understand that, because one day you're going to have to be a leader of a family. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be a leader, and you're going to have to practice what you preach. So if you're giving up, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, how can you give that message to your son or your daughter? You know what I'm saying? So I think the main piece with them is just to be honest, and they might not like it, but I think that's okay. And basketball is a tool. And like I said, I think I wanted to go to the NBA. I used to watch you guys, and I had admiration to doing that, but I had to figure out at some point, okay, I need to get a degree, because this degree will feed me for the rest of my life. And be family, but I wasn't as fortunate as you, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I think it's different ways that we can be impactful, but just understanding who we are and trying to maximize what we can get. Basketball is everything. Is my wife tell you, my kids, everything is a life learning tool, and that's how
I agree. 100%, baby. Hey, I gotta tell you, when you took the job at Illinois, and I remember calling you when I heard it through the grapevine, and it hadn't been announced yet, and you were like, "Can't talk about that. We'll talk later." But then the next day it was announced, and I hope I was I wanted to be one of the first people to let people know that we had just gotten better, and not minutely better. We had got a ton better. Because that's the respect that I have for you and what you can do for these young men on a personal standpoint, but definitely on a professional standpoint, because your knowledge is vast. And the things that you have done in your young life in this business is vast. How are some of those things that, one, from developing athletes, better yet, let's go back a little bit. When you got this job, you brought in some beasts. I mean, we were getting names and levels of kids that we had not gotten before. You start to look at the publications, and they're listing Tim Anderson in the top 5 of assistant recruits in the country. One, well, how did you do that? And we don't need to know the ins and outs, because I know how important relationships are. But talk about your influence on getting some of these kids to look at Illinois and to understand the opportunities that they have here on this campus.
So, first of all, when we was going down the road and doing this, you was one of the first people I thought of. And when me and Brad was going down this road, and I ended up getting a call from Josh, and we had to keep a hush hush, I wanted to tell you so bad. And I think it was like in that process, you had to end up getting the wind of it, and you kind of like sent me a wink, and I'm like, I want to tell him so bad. But what helped me so much is because I've waited for this opportunity my entire life to be here, and I tell people that, like, this is my dream school. I don't care about Kentucky. I don't care about Duke. I grew up watching y'all. Like, I wanted to be like y'all. Like, and people, I think they thought I was blowing smoke. I'm like, no, I really bleed this. I really wanted to be a part of this. But I was also nervous, Deon. And one of the biggest things that happened to me, and I still ain't told you to this day, because again, our pride, our ego, man, you helped ease it. You helped ease the transition so much when you put out a post. And because I'm not really on social media, and my wife is, and she sent it to me, and she was like, hey, who is this guy? I'm like, that's this Deon who I was telling you. Yeah, I said, oh, that's him. So she saw your post and interaction, and it just made it so much better. Like, everybody's like, hey, who is this guy? He's not going to be good. And you like, hold on. I don't think y'all understand. We done got really, really good today. Like, everybody should be rejoicing. And like, nobody really knew who I was. That I wasn't a big name. You know what I'm saying, Deon?
Yeah.
And you stood up for me, man. And it was like, hey, I'm telling you guys, I am telling you, we just got better today. So, and then a comment started to say, okay, well, people listen to you here. You know what I'm saying, D? So
yeah, they do.
Better, but it also put a lot on my back. I had to come with it right away. So, but watching the people, who is this? We wanted this person. The other was like, hold up. I'm just telling you guys. Today was a great day for Illini Nation. I'm like, bro, that made me feel so good. I want to just grab you and kiss you, man. Because I'm like, bro, they just counted me out before I even started, So, but just to walk down that road and it's always been about relationships. I did the pre-draft with Priority Sports and Matthew Mayer. So I trained him before. Terrence Shannon, I had him committed to DePaul. I known him and his mom forever. You know what I'm saying? Ty Rogers was a Main Street kid. His cousin Brian Bourne played for me. So we treated Brian Bourne well through the whole process. And Ty Rogers remembered that. He was in 6th grade. He used to come around and rebound for us. He remembered that. And Matthew Mayer remembered when I trained him till he threw up one time. And my relationship with Terrence Shannon. And also Dane Danger. I recruited Dane. His dad, Simeon, Chicago kid. So I had a relationship with Dane for a long time. Those are relationships that were real. Were real. And they really trust me. And Sky Clark too. All of those guys trust me because of the relationship. It was a little bit more than basketball. It was easier to deal with and have a relationship on the court because of our relationship off the court.
Right. I know you got your scout to do, and we only got a few more minutes here as you prepare for Nebraska tomorrow. But let's talk about the team now as it's constructed. We started off hot, and as I told people early on, we're going to be better later. I mean, there's a lot of new pieces, and I've been in this game as a player, as a coach, now as an athlete. We're going to be better later. Brad's history, his teams are always better later. We started off hot, beating UCLA and beating Texas, and I had the fans like, oh my God, I'm like, slow it down a little bit. Then we hit a rough road. Can you talk a little bit about that up and down? I know Coach made some changes, and of course you guys do that coaching staff. I love your coaching staff, man. You not just as individuals, but how you guys work, because you do everything as a team. And that's one of the things that I love about what you guys do and how Brad runs his program. Tell how the team decided we need to make some changes here. And we need to do these things to get better, because now the team seems like everyone's clicking. Guys have bought into their roles, and the team is looking a lot better, even with the loss to Indiana, because, 19 days and you don't get no rest, I'm sorry. Anybody's going to be tired. Mm-hmm. But tell how this team has continued to transform, and now it's starting to look like the butterfly that I believe it will be.
Well, it all starts with Brad. Brad's one of the best dudes I ever met. He does a lot of barking, but he's a sweetheart. He's gonna hear this and kill me, but he wants the best for all of his guys, including us, and he allow us to be us. And the way he structures it, our assistants, we have to be connected. And me, Jeff, and Chester, man, them my dogs. And I think this is probably one of the the better situation, the best situation I've ever been in as far as that assistant coaches. Nobody's competing with each other. We all understand the assignment. And after the Missouri game, we figure we'll make some changes coming off the break, do what we have to do and figure it out. But I think you're probably the first guy to know this. After the Northwestern game, I drove up because I went and I did some recruiting. So I drove up, and driving back is like 2 a.m. and I'm texting with Jeff and Chester, and I'm like, man, just don't feel right. Like, don't feel right. We got to get it right. I'm like, you know what? Because they was on the bus with the guys. Let's meet. We're meeting at 3 a.m. as soon as we get back. We're going to meet. We're going to figure this out, holistic, because we had a day off. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get together. And I say, hey, they asked the guys were cool with that. Yeah, let's get together, TA, whatever. And we gave them the opportunity to talk and express how they felt. And we gave them the onus. And if you guys want it like this, we're going to hold you accountable for it. And since that day, we've won 6 of 7. And just moving forward and just, being able to listen, being able to be a great listener is I think, which also makes you a great coach. Because, you got guys like Coleman and RJ and Luke, those are the keepers of the culture. And once we were able to get on the same page and get back to doing how we do it, everybody feel better. Even if you'll take a loss. You're going to take a loss every once in a while. But I told them, I said, we're not doing no more meeting. If you're meeting, that means you're losing. This is our last meeting. So whatever y'all got to say, get it out right now. Because we're not doing this no more. And I think that was a turning point for us. And everybody understands that. And everybody gets along. Like they hang out. Like Matt is the life of the party. Him and Coleman, they got the outgoing personalities. Matt is insane. You get a chance, you got to really kick it with Matt. Super smart, super funny. Everybody he's like everybody big brother on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you got Coleman that's really super smart, super funny. And, Matt and Coleman are different. Matt jokes around a lot. Coleman, no, when it's on the court, he's totally serious. Matt just thinks he's better than everybody else. Like, it don't matter to you. I'm going to bust his butt. So they're so different, and they lead different ways. So Coleman on guys, Ty, come on, Ty, you got to know the play. You got to remember. And Matt will go say, he'll go to Ty and say, Ty, I don't even know the play. You're fine. So you got this going on, and you just be in the middle. Like, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here because, you got guys that really love each other and they understand. And you got Coleman getting on guys, and you got Matt telling them, hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just play defense, rebound, and give me the ball. So, hey, Deon,
That sounds kind of like me.
hey, I'm telling you, you really have to talk to Matt, because Matt will just say, hey, look, Ty, just rebound and play defense and give it to me. You're fine. Trust me. And this is in the middle of a game. Look, if the game is on the line, this is what's going on. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to be blessed. I get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying?
There
Like,
you go.
Man, I love him, man. I love him.
Well, I got you for like 2 more minutes, TA, and we got Nebraska tomorrow. What should we expect?
You're going to see a totally different team. You're going to see a team that plays like Golden State. They're going to try to shoot a ton of threes. They got Tamanaga, Lawrence, Fred Hoiberg's son. They got Welcher, and they got big point guard Sam Grizzle, really, really good. Plays like a point forward for him. And they got Derek Walker, probably one of the best bigs in the league, kind of similar to Dang with his scoring and skillfulness. But they're going to play so fast, and they're going to try to shoot a lot of threes. And they scare me because they can shoot it. They can shoot it, Deon. And it's just another opportunity for us to get better. And, the way we look at it, Deon, we really don't care if it's Northwestern, Nebraska, or Duke. We don't play nobody for what's on the front of their jersey. We play, we do what we do. And I think that has got across. Brad has made that really, really clear. And Brad is different, man. He's so smart. He's like, it's mental warfare for him. Like, now he's in chill mode. Man, Deon, he was going, you was coming to practice. He go crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, like, and I'm so much by just watching how he operates. Like, the way he managed guys, the way he manages the whole team, he manages his staff. He's really good. Like, he good, man. Like, you just watch like how he managed people, and he moved these parts and put these people together. Like, that's my man. That's my man.
There you go. I love that. So what we're going to do, TA, I'm going to let you go on this one, man, because I know you got things to do. But I got to get you back for a second part. So we're going to do a part 2 somewhere up in there, because I need you more, man. Because like you said, our conversations could go on and on. But I definitely got to get you more. But there you go. Illini Nation, Brad Underwood, the Illini Whisperer. Getting everybody in order, baby. So again, sorry we got to cut this one a little bit short, but we're going to do a part 2. So I want to send a shout out again and thank my sponsors at BETRIVERS Sportsbook. Thank the guys over at Field of 68 for carrying Champagne on Ice. TA, I appreciate you, man. I'll see you tomorrow anyway. I'll be sitting right there next to the bench on the radio. So looking forward to that game tomorrow.
Thank you. Love you, big bro.
I love you too. Yeah, can't wait to see you. All right, be well, brother. Go get to work. Get them boys ready.
ILL.
I and I.